Obama admits he may have to revise parts of his health care plan in a second term. Stephen Hayes has been looking at this, senior writer, Weekly Standard, Fox News contributor. And Stephen, good morning to you.
Morning, Bill.
Clarification now. 2 weeks ago, May 14th fundraiser. This is a $38,000 per plate dinner event here in New York City. And the report suggests that all the people who attended had to check their BlackBerries, cell phones, and iPhones at the door. So this thing now goes public. And well, at least according to the report, the president said what about health care?
Well, the president basically said that it's possible that health care would get overturned and that they'd have to revisit health care in a second term. It would be one of the things that he's working on. Quite a different private view when he's talking to these fundraisers than what the White House has been saying publicly, where they're projecting an air of confidence about the prospect of this law being overturned. They say it's not going to happen.
Measure it two different ways then. Is it the concern about the Supreme Court ruling? Or is it politics here where the president can go out over the next 5 or 6 months and say, you cannot afford not to reelect me because we still have work to do on this law, and I'm your guy?
Well, I think this is to be expected. The White House has to be planning for the possibility that the Supreme Court would invalidate the law, just given the tone of the questioning that came from the justices during oral arguments. I still think that it's more than likely than not that the law will be upheld, but it may not be. And if it's not, certainly the White House wants to be prepared. Having said that, it's virtually inconceivable to me that President Obama would campaign on, in effect, redoing health care for the next 5 months.
But he could campaign on making it better, improving it. I mean, he sees the polls. I'm intrigued as to why and how and who is putting this story out now. These are guesses right now. What's your theory?
You know, Hans Nichols, the reporter from Bloomberg who broke this story, had 3 sources who have given him information about these remarks at private fundraisers. I think he probably just did some good digging, just did some good reporting, was talking to fundraisers, was talking to big Democratic sources, and came up with this information on his own. I don't think this was likely a leak from the White House. Doesn't sound like a planned leak to me.
All right, Steve, thank you for that. We'll get a ruling at some point, right? Month of June? Because
I think it's coming this month.
It's coming this month. You're right about that. Have a good week.